What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my second Browns video of the day, and I have some roster cuts to talk about as the Browns trim their roster down to 76 players. Of course, they still have to get down to 53 players by Tuesday at 4 p.m., so they still got a ways to go, and it'll be interesting to see who else gets the axe before Tuesday when the deadline hits. Now, of course, once the cut deadline passes, you have waiver claims. And then, of course, if you claim any players, you have to cut the corresponding amount of players. So, for instance, if the Browns go out and claim 4 players, then they have to cut 4 more players. That's just the way it goes. So, still a long way to go when it comes to roster construction for the 2023 season, but should be fun. Now, before I get into the first wave of roster cuts, I actually have some positive injury news to talk about, as Mary Kay Cabot came out on Twitter and tweeted a little while ago, and I quote, "WR Marquise Goodwin, blood clots, is coming off of NFI and will begin the practice." Of course, Jakeem Grant went out with a ruptured patellar tendon. Denzel Ward's in the concussion protocol. Jordan Kunasik has a torn MCL. So yeah, it's good to actually hear positive injury news, especially when it comes to Marquise Goodwin, because blood clots, as you know, are no joke. Now, if you remember, before training camp, we were all excited about Marquise Goodwin because during OTAs and minicamp, Deshaun Watson and Marquise had one hell of a connection going. And then right as training camp was about to begin, news came out that Marquise Goodwin was diagnosed with blood clots, and we didn't know when he would be back. I honestly thought he wouldn't be back until sometime during the regular season. So getting him back before the season even begins, that's awesome. That is freaking sweet. Now he'll have about a week and a half to ramp up back in the game shape, and hopefully we'll have him out there week 1. So there you go, guys. We got our speed threat back. You know, we lose speed and Jakeem Grant being injured. We get it back with Marquise Goodwin coming back. So that's nice. Although I do wish Jakeem Grant wasn't injured, but that's football. Football is a brutal sport. Injuries happen. What really sucks was the fact that we were waiting forever to watch Jakeem. He missed all of last year with a ruptured Achilles. He finally gets on the field in game action, and on the opening kickoff, he ruptures his patellar tendon. I swear, that dude just cannot catch a break. And now most likely his Browns career, maybe even his football career in general, is possibly over. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's good to see Marquise Goodwin's coming back. But now, let's talk about the first wave of roster cuts for the Cleveland Browns. Of course, to start it off, the Browns placed Jakeem Grant on IR, so he's done for the year. And then they waived the following players. Cornerback Caleb Biggers, who of course had the pick 6 yesterday. He also got beat a couple times too. Linebacker Cam Bright. Tight ends Miller Forrestal and Thomas Greene. Cornerback Gavin Heslop. Tackle Derek Kelly. Safety Nate Meters. Wide receiver Anthony Schwartz. I know this one stings a little bit because, of course, Schwartz was one of Andrew Berry's draft picks. And people have this thing where Berry does not like to cut his draft picks. I mean, we gave Schwartz multiple chances, and he just could not take advantage. I mean, heck, I even had the nickname of All Speed, No Hands. I mean, the dude was practically a track star. Be for real. It just really sucks that he couldn't get it going here. Not to mention the injuries. He was stung by hamstring injuries throughout his tenure here. So hopefully he can, 1, get healthy, and 2, land on a team that can help him succeed. I wish nothing but the best for him, you know, even though he did kind of stink here. I thought he was going to be hella useful for us with his speed and stuff, but unfortunately, he left his hands at Auburn. Although he did catch a couple touchdowns. I think his first career touchdown came in Green Bay. He had that touchdown last year on that jet sweep against Tampa. So that was nice, but unfortunately, just didn't do enough. And then the final straight up roster cut was wide receiver Jalen Wayne. And then they terminated 2 contracts, offensive lineman Colby Gossett and running back Jordan Wilkins, who of course fumbled not once, but twice yesterday. So essentially, he fumbled his roster spot away. And I figured they were going to do that when they traded for Pierre Strong earlier today. I really like what I saw out of Pierre Strong on film and stuff. I think he could be a weapon for us. But yeah, that's just the start. And we already know there's going to be more to come. So when the second wave of cuts are announced, I will be making a video for that. And if anything else comes up, like a trade or whatever, I'll be doing a video for that, of course. But with that being said, I'm going to get back to watching the Guardians, and hopefully they can pull one out against the Blue Jays. I will be live a little later for the series recap, of course. But with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And this is one of the toughest times of the year. It's the way it is. But I'll see you guys later. Go Browns, and I'm out. Oh.